Dumitru Alexandru, dealing with paradox.
A chance. If I give you a chance to read a book, well, not any kind of book, a book about your life, would you stop reading it for fear of what might happen, or would you read it up until the end? Some of you might read it, some of you might not, but either way, you choose to do something. And that particular action is the test that defines your life and who you are in fact. So we're dealing with some sort of a paradox, or a self-contradicting statement. On one hand, we would like to know the good parts of our future, even if that means giving up the power and the pleasure of free will. But also, on the other hand, we would like to keep our future a secret, even if that means torturing ourselves with the eternal question, what if I would have known what happened to me today? But this isn't the worst part. The worst part is that all of these things happen at the same time in your head when you state the paradox. Paradoxes are traps of circular logic that stop humanity from evolving. And my topic and objective today is to give you a heads up and show you how and why is life a test and why should you treat paradoxes accordingly. Now, I'm not going to give you a step-by-step tutorial, but I am going to give you a hint, and that hint comes from the notion of paradox. The hint is the challenge. It is very challenging to even grasp the notion of paradox, not to mention understanding it. So what about life? Is life easy, hard, demanding, boring? No, it is challenging. And the challenge in your life is not understanding it, but consistently pushing your limits to test yourself. To be honest, there is a paradox for this situation as well. And because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to give it to you. The paradox is, if everything is possible, is it possible for something to be impossible? As you can see, this paradox raises a number of complicated questions about the length of our possibilities, about the limitations of human being, and so on and so forth. And how do we deal with it? Well, mainly we don't care, because this is how we treat paradoxes. To pursue your dreams, to take a risk, to enjoy life at the fullest, to learn, to live, to love. All of these are actions or challenges that do not depend on you knowing the meaning of life, but which still make it worth living. Even so, paradoxes do not come alone. So I'm giving you another one. But this time, I'm warning you not to fall in this trap. The paradox is, some people never use their initiative because no one told them to. Now, don't get me wrong, but going headfirst in some manners of life is the only way in which you can truly achieve something. But let me give you an example to make it more clear. Let's take Titanic for instance, one of the most renowned romantic movies so far, which is, in fact, the result of the director's passion for underwater exploration. Yes. Nothing romantic whatsoever, just some fish floating around. But he had his pursuit of happiness. He persuaded, he manipulated his finances in order to make a wonderful movie. A movie where girls dream and cry for some distant lovers. While the boys carefully place an arm around them, comfort them, and say to themselves, hell yeah, I've got that girlfriend now. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, when that scene with DiCaprio comes up and he dies and stuff, all those emotions, maybe I even get to kiss the girl, and that's so cool. Let me update that Facebook status in our relationship starting now. Oh, by the way, let's give a like to Titanic. Like. And even if it sounds shallow, or weird, or selfish, it is mainly true. Because the movie is in fact great. A lot of people do enjoy watching it, even if it's for apparently different reasons, and the main idea got through. Carpe diem. Seize the day, enjoy your life, and take advantage of your opportunities, even if that means making the movie, or making a move on your future girlfriend. Still, there is one aspect that remains untold. No doubt, paradoxes are our greatest enemy when we speak about life at a higher level, but there is something else that stops us from reaching that higher peak of life. It is responsibility. People stumble upon responsibility, we do not look for it. So yet again, what makes a difference between us is the choices that we make. The choice to embrace our duties, to embrace our test, to see life as a test or as a given fact, or to understand the power of choice, and that with great power also comes great responsibility. I've quoted Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. Okay, but as I said, we are dealing with a paradox. We're not even trying to understand it. But I am giving you one final paradox that can solve any question or situation in the test of your life that might come up. The paradox is, good judgment is the result of experience, but experience is the result of bad judgment. This is the truth, there's no way around it. Make your choices, embrace your test, enjoy your life, and always remember to ask the following question. Who am I? What am I really doing here? I'm Alex, and I thank you for listening to my speech.